Do you want the last chocolate bunny?
Sure, I have the last chocolate bunny.
Such a good bunny. Hi everyone, welcome to the K-Drama Cafe.
Your place for all the latest, greatest K-drama reviews, countdowns, and more. I'm Susan.
And I'm Candace.
You might have noticed that we're surrounded by chocolate today.
We thought we were gonna get our fix, our good old chocolate fix watching this drama, but we were wrong. It just wasn't enough.
We're chocoholics.
We needed more chocolate.
So we have to hurry through this review for obvious reasons. In case you haven't guessed,
we're reviewing Chocolate.
The drama.
Before we get to the review, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click that bell.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's get dramatized. Some people seem to have it all, but happiness is more elusive than it may seem.
Neurosurgeon Lee Kang has everything going for him, but longs for the simple days of his childhood, growing up by the sea.
Moon Cha-young, despite a tough life, has worked hard to become an amazing chef, but she has a secret.
The inspiration behind it all was Dr. Lee, whom she met when they were children.
Through many circumstances, their lives become intertwined, and they both end up working together at a hospital for the terminally ill.
Will misunderstandings drive them apart, or will second chances bring them new opportunities in life and love?
Find out in 2019's romantic tearjerker, Chocolate.
We saw this on Netflix.
And it was called Chocolate.
And it also starred...
Hajiwon.
Yes.
So we saw Chocolate,
Hajiwon.
Had to go with it. This drama also has Yoon Kye-sang in it, and we first saw him in Last.
And then we saw him in The Greatest Love.
Second Lead Syndrome.
Oh, he was so cute in that.
We loved him in that. This was written by Lee Kyung-hee,
who also wrote Uncontrollably Fond.
And directed by Lee Hyung-min.
And he also directed Strong Woman.
Do Bong-soon. Chocolate began in November of 2019 and has 16 one-hour episodes.
We started watching this, and the first 2 episodes were really good.
They just knocked it out of the park for us.
This kind of had a Descendants of the Sun kind of feel to it.
There were so many things that kept happening. There were car accidents, there was
tragedy
at one point
after
he
tragedy.
sent to war an area, and there were like injuries and tumbles down mountains.
Yes, all this kind of stuff.
How much stuff can happen to these people?
There was so much happening in this. We were just wondering where it was going to go.
And I mean, it had almost every K-drama trope in the book in the first 2 episodes.
Was so funny.
We were just kind of like, okay, that's happening too.
We began to add them up.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing. It was really enjoyable. They actually throw in a trope joke by the 3rd episode because they know that they've thrown all these in there. They know that it's that way.
It fooled us.
It was very funny. It was a good moment.
Most of the filming was done in hospitals, but then there were so many other beautiful scenes along the ocean.
And on the mountainsides, and they actually filmed on location in Greece, so there were some beautiful scenes there as well.
The music in this, Candace, it was so good. It was so good.
It was top notch. I mean, Ailey's song, Just Look For You, was just...
So much of it made me want to cry, and it was romantic.
There were 2 versions of a song called Always Be There. There were, we could name every single song in this OST as a song that meant something to us watching this.
It gets a 10. The music, absolutely.
Music made the drama. It was fantastic. We didn't read the synopsis before we started the show.
We thought it was going to be about chocolate and Hajiwon.
But no, it was about death. After the first few episodes, everything shifts in the drama and moves to take place at this hospice center.
And if we'd known this in the beginning, we might have passed on this drama.
We don't really do well with that kind of sad, but we pushed on. And all of the stories of the patients were very heartwarming.
Oh, they were endearing to your heart.
And it was heartbreaking, but still really good.
And the theme through these stories was not to waste time and to live life to the fullest.
Chocolate is important to the story, but in a much more symbolic way. There's very little chocolate overall in this drama.
That's why we're overcompensating right now with all this chocolate. Now the character Lee Kang is a very talented neurosurgeon, but he didn't always want to be one.
When he was younger, he wanted to become a chef and run his own restaurant.
He loved food.
He learned cooking from his mom. But when he decides not to return home, he puts all of that behind him.
He has a lot of family issues.
He's next in line to take over the hospital, but there's a lot of competition and a lot of, inner
interaction
conflict.
with the family and his cousin. They want, should the cousin get the hospital or does he get the hospital? A lot of conflict.
He's always wanted to connect with family and just belong, but he's so beaten down and just tired of this stupid war going on.
So he values so much the connections that he has. He'll even go to the ends of the earth to help his friends.
He's a little bit closed off, but you can tell he feels things really deeply.
And he also doesn't really regret becoming a doctor.
Yoon Kye-sung played this character very well. It could have been really easy for him to come across as dull, but he really pulled it off nicely.
And then, when he smiles, he finally smiles. He is so cute, and he's got these cute little dimples.
Mom loves the dimples.
It steals your heart. He is so cute. Moon Cha-young had a very rough life.
She was abandoned by her mom when she was young. She was involved
They had no money.
She was involved in all these, this horrible traumatic disaster that happened, and it really affects her all throughout her adulthood.
She becomes a chef, but because of family issues, she has a hard time finding steady work.
Her life is just really hard, but almost on accident, she starts working at the hospice center, and she becomes really close with the people there.
And that's where she again meets the neurosurgeon.
Doctors and medicine can't really heal these patients, but Cha-young does her best with her cooking to try to bring healing to their souls.
She makes these special meals so that the patients can find some kind of closure in their last moments of life. Ha Ji-won is a great actress. We just love her.
She's amazing, and even though this character was, very different and she was very understated and quiet, Ha Ji-won was able to really bring some emotion to this character.
Yeah, because normally she's out there fighting and doing some crazy things. The love story between these two was very, very slow.
Very slow burn romance.
But it was steady.
And it was very, it was real. It was very real. There were a lot of misunderstandings and emotional hurdles that they had to
But you saw them
through.
grow through it, and they actually fell in love. It wasn't instant. It was over a period of time.
And their walls started to come down, and they opened up to each other. It was really, really a beautiful romance.
Lee Kang's family is a piece of work.
His grandmother, I wanted to somebody needed to
They're
punch
all
her
in a struggle
face.
for power in this
The
hospital.
grandmother is the head of the entire hospital, and she's really just pitting them all against each other. Jang Sung-jo plays Lee Kang's cousin, and he did an amazing job. We wanted to mention him.
They start off struggling, and when they were children,
And they fight like brothers, but it's not really their fault. They were pitted against each other by the grandmother, by his family. It was just...
you feel for both of them
really
because
do.
they're in the middle of a mess. Cha-young has her own family problems. Her brother!
Her brother, played by Min Jin-woong, and he did a really great job at being a really annoying brother.
He was a jerk.
He just basically leeches off of her and always gets into trouble with law, with money,
And then he wants her to bail him out all the time.
which she does because he's her only family.
Yes.
So it's a really interesting dynamic, their relationship.
All the people in the hospice center had amazing performances.
Kim Won-hae and Yeom Hye-ran, who we've just recently seen in other shows, they were amazing performances. Just very understated. Again, a lot of understated characters.
And their stories in this were so touching.
The stories of the patients,
Very,
all
very
the actors
touching.
were amazing who played the patients. Very heartbreaking stories.
Heartbreaking and heartwarming. You loved them all. Without giving spoilers away, there's something at the end that really made us frustrated.
It was a typical K-drama plot device, and we just really didn't see how in the world it made sense in this story.
Well, after everything we went through with all the stories and everything,
And
we wanted something really exciting at the end, and
The theme of the show was to not waste time, and it
didn't fit.
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit.
At the end, there just didn't seem to be a lot of closure with certain plot lines. There were some issues with Cha-young and Lee Kang's family that just didn't get resolved.
We were left guessing.
So, what do you think, Mom?
Was this chocolate bitter or sweet? It was bittersweet.
We really enjoyed this drama while we were watching it. The acting was fantastic.
It was a hard one to
The
rate.
stories were heartbreaking and it was beautiful, and even the music.
Oh,
the
gosh.
music was fantastic. But with a slow pacing, the slow burn romance,
All the sadness.
we needed a more satisfying ending than we got.
We had this at a much higher rating until the last episode.
But a B- is still a recommend. This show had a lot of strong points and you should really check it out. And that's our review on Chocolate. Thanks for watching.
And if you like this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell.
Comment below, let us know what you thought of Chocolate and any other dramas you'd like us to review.
And if you haven't watched Chocolate yet, this could be a good one to check out.
Now get out there and get dramatized.
Okay. Yeah, pick a
It's a-
smile. All right, here we are. We're ready. Darn it.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
We needed more chocolate. No.
That's
And then